So you just talked about growth. What have you seen from a leadership perspective? You've doubled in size. And I know I said to you the other day, I said, hey, Pete, it's going to get to a point where you're not going to be able to really, when you got 20 people, when you got 8 people, clearly,
personal relationships with everybody.
Families are 8 people, right?
Exactly.
When you got 25 people, well, now we're talking cousins and uncles and aunts. Maybe you don't know all of them that well, and there's probably that one weird, couple.
You've recruited all you can.
Yeah, like you're there. And now when you get to 50 people, well, there's people that you're just not sure, and you don't see them every day because you're busy, they're working, you're working. So you start to rely more on your leadership team to carry the message through the company. How's that been for you?
Honestly, I'll tell you, and I don't want this to sound like, this is the only thing you should go by. But dude, when I pushed extreme ownership, I had a stack of books and all my leadership and anybody else interested. I didn't just hold it to the leadership, but anyone interested in being part of this company long term, I want you to read this book. I'd recommend you read this book. And I had people say, well, I don't read. And I'd be like, cool, I'll pay for download it on your phone. I'll give you cash, download it. And that's what and it's like, well, I don't have time. Oh, well, put the headphones on while you're sewing, download it, and I got you. So that changed a lot. It changed me a lot. And we've talked about this in the past, but the biggest thing is how important for me decentralized command was. The decentralized command. And decentralized command, and the biggest part of that was, I was telling you this the other day, like 70-100. What do I mean? Well, you've got to allow people and empower people and your leaders to make decisions, right? And if you can get them to a 70% decision, which I learned at the muster also, if you can get them there, man, that's a great thing. Here's a great example. We're sitting here in this pro shop at the immersion camp. To get everything here, it took 5 or 6 trucks. I'm talking a 26-foot U-Haul, an 18-foot trailer, another 24-foot trailer, and it took a team of 20 people to get everything here.
Yep.
And I took my wife Amanda to the muster in DC, and my father-in-law Joe, and Brian, our business partner, came, and his wife Megan, and we went through it. And when you discussed this, does it always have to be 100%? Like, I feel like I'm going to make 100% decision. Maybe that's a little bit of ego talking, but I feel like my decision is always going to be 100% right. Yeah. And I thought that it was too dangerous to allow anything less. So what I used to do is I used to flank people to buy into my idea. You know what I mean? Like, flank them to buy into my idea until they could see it, but I had to get them to see it to buy in. And now it's different. And it's like setting up this pro shop. I know it was early in the morning, and he's like, man, your team's going early, right? And I was like, yeah, they were up at 5 getting everything set up. And I was like, but I'm not there right now. I'm hanging back. There's a few things I got to do here to prep, and Amanda's handling it. My wife is handling it. And I'm like, it's the 70-100. And you're like, what do you mean? I'm like, the 70% 100. You're like, check. She called me 2 hours later. We're good to go.
Yep.
I was like, I don't think I could have gotten that done in 2 hours. Yep. My 100%, I don't think I would have gotten it done in 2 hours.
It maybe would have been another 70%. Maybe it would have been 65.
Maybe it would have been.
Maybe it would have been 80. Maybe it would have been an 82. The bottom line, any of that discussion, argument, planning would have just wasted valuable time on both ends.
Yep. But we did do that. We did, because it was the night before. I was like, but can you see logistically that coming into this camp in the woods, you can't get 4 trucks in? I'm like, you got to be able to see that. This needs to happen methodically, so as this one's unloading and leaving, the next one's coming in.
So you're saying you did waste time discussing it?
I did.
And then you let it go.
And then I let it go.
Yeah.
Yep. I said, I think you've got a good plan. I think that's going to work. Let me know what you need. And I got behind supporting the plan.
That's the way. So there's a great example of decentralized command, and so that's now what you've had to do with everything. Because you can't manage it all. Because this is, we work with at Echelon Front, we work with all different companies, but obviously we work with startup companies, and we see this kind of growth, and these are the kind of things that trip them up. They get the guy who's a visionary, like you're the big visionary, and then you start saying, well, I started this thing. When I started this thing, I was making every decision. And now all of a sudden you look up, and if you were trying to make every single decision that was going on in the factory, it would be a total disaster.
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%.